Hi, this video begins our look at embellishing tones, or non-chord tones as they're sometimes called. Uh, we're going to concentrate in this video on passing tones and neighbor tones. Embellishing tones, in short, are kind of what makes music interesting, or at least the linear aspect of music interesting. Um, Passing tones in particular will fill in gaps between intervals. So if you look here, we have our tenor line. We have a skip here and a skip here. We can fill those in with passing tones, which merely just connect two notes that are more than a step apart. So I can go in here and I can put in a D and then a B, and we have this nice little line that makes the tenor that a little more smooth. We can actually even do that here in the bass if we want, by putting in a D there. Oops, there we are. We could even put one in here, but we have to be careful and be sure we're looking at what we're doing, because we can accidentally put in parallel fifths or octaves. We don't in this case, but you have to watch out for it. So, oop, wrong one. There we are. We have this interval of a fourth here. We could fill this in with multiple passing tones, although the second passing tone would be really a more of a chord tone, indicating an inversion. Whoops, let's put that there, and I'm going to go in and I'll show you by putting in a E and F 16th notes. Okay. Again, you got to be careful. If this F in the alto went up to G, we'd have parallel octaves. Since it's coming down to E, we avoid that. So we've made this a little more active now. So that's a nice little example there of passing tones. You can have multiple passing tones happening at the same time. These are called simultaneous passing tones. Or you can have, I refer to these as double passing tones. Some people refer to simultaneous passing tones as double passing tones, but double passing tones to me and some others indicates that there are multiple passing tones between two chord tones. Now the other type of non-chord tone is the neighbor tone. The neighbor tone helps break up two repeated notes. So we have the C here that is retained in the next chord. We can go ahead and, let me go ahead and change the rhythm there. We can put in here a non-chord, or a neighbor tone, and I want to show you one of the problems that comes up. If we go up to this D, well, going C to D here creates parallel octaves with what we did in the bass, so that's not good. But just as bad, it creates parallel octaves coming back down as well with the D to C in the tenor. So you got to be careful and watch where you're putting these. So we can put this here. Now, another thing is you might want to be a little more judicious in where you put them. Just because I'm putting these in here now doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best choice, because this may be a little too much activity going on in one place. We have actually created a 5-6-4 here. nothing really wrong with that. It's just it's not a real 6/4. I have a wrong note here. I'm going to fix. I think I made an accidental adjustment somewhere when I didn't mean to. We have another C here. I'm going to change that rhythm to an 8th note, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put in another neighbor tone above it. So we have lower neighbors and we have upper neighbors. We could even have chromatic notes as neighbor tones or even passing tones. Again, you want to be a little careful about all that. Another place we might put one in, again, be cautious about how you do this. You don't want to make things too active. It makes the music sound confusing. I can put in a neighbor tone here, a lower neighbor or an upper neighbor. I can't put in a lower neighbor here because that would be parallel octaves with the bass. But I can go up to an upper neighbor. Okay. So we listen to this. And there's not much we can do with these other ones. I could put in, just to show you, some people might find this a little odd. I could put in a chromatic passing tone here, just to show you what you can do. I'm going to put in here an E flat. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, it works. I think it's a bit excessive myself, but that's just me. So there's passing tones and neighbor tones for you. See you next time.